Hey everyone, welcome Giocast 44. I like that number. If you listen to my other podcast, the number fours show up in mysterious ways, and it's interesting. We're at number 44 here, and thank you so much for all those who reach out, comment. If you're not following, please subscribe here on YouTube or Spotify, podcast, or Instagram. Elemental Geo. I love connecting with you guys. And yeah, let me know if you agree, disagree, have some insights. I can bring that into future podcasts. So, anyways, last we left off, I was at Man Camp almost 2 months ago. It's been a while since I had some time to sit down and share some thoughts. I've also been thinking about bringing on some guests from time to time. Just curious what you guys think about that. It became kind of a pain in the butt when I was interviewing people, just schedules and really not feeling in the flow to record. And people started reaching out that I didn't really want to talk to. And, sometimes it's hard to say no if, someone wants to be on your show or podcast, whatever you want to call it. But I'm thinking just some specific, really interesting people that are in my life and that sort of pop into my awareness to get them to share a bit. So yeah, so I'm thinking about doing that. Keeping them short anyways. So this one, so we left off at Man Camp with this beautiful experience, all the boys. And then since then, I had a lot of work, back to school, ended up going to Sedona for breathwork training, retreat, getaway, which was amazing. And it's always amazing to meet people in person from all over the world and from different walks of life. We had someone who is a Buddhist teacher and come and bring their perspective and how breathwork, transformed their life. They had a vision of Buddha and Jesus in the breathwork experience that were, taking the souls back, to heaven or beyond this plane. And what she said was when we were breathing in a group, like it attracted all of the energy that we were creating, especially because Sedona is a portal. It attracted these curious souls, and she saw them kind of all go away, which was pretty amazing. And it kind of aligns with some of the philosophy I've seen. Lost souls when they die, they stick around Earth, they feel incomplete or lost or whatever. And yeah, it's pretty cool if we can have some sort of way to assist them and send them back home to the lights. So that was cool. I ended up spending a couple of days in Vegas with a good friend of mine, James, who's also a facilitator. We met at Rythmia Plant Medicine Life Advancement Center in Costa Rica. And Vegas was really cool. I hadn't been in a while, and we had to go for dinner. And I met a guy there who was looking to open this state of the art hot and cold Pilates yoga. And they asked me if I'd want to help with breath work there. And, who knows? Maybe even make it our home base for U.S. trainings in the future. So that was a really cool opportunity. And sometimes I downplay these things, but I think it's just amazing. You just put yourself out there. The things that happen, and sometimes you don't realize it. Then you look back, you realize the proof is already there. It's going to go into the story I'm going to share with you guys. So shortly after that, we're working, this whole year, been trying to grow, and a lot of it was like doing the things that you think you're supposed to do. I've grown a few businesses before, and to build a sales team, we got to get more dialed in our marketing, we got to clear on our messaging, we got to attract the right people. And you look outside and you see people, your competitors, people you look up to. You're like, wow, you're doing such a good job, and the videos are so good, the following are so big, and you start, you judge yourself, and you sometimes, maybe have some negative self-talk or something, and this applies to everyone. And even some of you guys might see me like, oh yeah, Gio's got it all together, super confident guy, but there's always these little things that creep in. And then beyond that was like this resistance to grow, and like, oh, this doesn't feel good. And I want it to be easy, and I want it to be in flow, and I don't want it to feel so stressful. And I've had a lot of stress in my life the last 7 years, just all these businesses. And this year was like simplify, less is more. My Gene Keys talked about simplicity and complexity, trying to move from complexity to simplicity and all these things. And so, yeah, so that just felt like not the greatest, but working through it. And also at the beginning of the year, I was creating a vision. If you haven't tried this, the creative visioning process on our website is really cool. And at the end of the process, you write this letter to yourself. At the end of my letter, one of the things that was in it was like, working with these bigger organizations, these platforms, maybe as a partner or maybe, whatever, that can help us reach more people, have more exposure, help us with marketing, something that, I'm not the greatest at, but, I've been learning, um, just so we can reach more people and grow the business, that kind of thing. And also having this feel to change our direction to be not so facilitator focused and create programs for end users, people that want to go on their own journey, that don't want to be facilitators. So anyways, I get Shift Network reaches out of the blue, and they actually send it to my personal development email, which is the other company that I'm co-founder in. And my partner Thais, who's like a genius. Maybe I'll have her on the podcast. And it was like, hey, we're thinking about you for a Shift Network. Can we set up a call? I was like, oh, did you want to talk to me or Thais? Because Thais has a huge following and she's got a huge YouTube channel. So sometimes, they reach out to me to try to get to her. Like, no, we're thinking about breath work. We want to bring a someone on for breath work. So I'm like, okay. So I did a little more research. I heard them before, and they're like a Mind Valley for like more spiritual content, I would say. And I'm like, wow, okay, here it is. Here's the opportunity. I manifested this. This is what I was looking for. And the writings on the wall, it's a sign. So I automatically stop everything I'm doing and fill this application, which is creating a program for them that goes a little bit deeper. And this is like the actual program we were thinking of creating for our end users. And I've been kind of dragging my feet on it, but wanted to build it probably the new year, fixing our app and stuff like that. And I just stopped everything I'm doing and do it for them. And I put this whole proposal together on what the course is going to be and blah, blah, blah. And part of the application was, okay, like, what's your network like? How many emails do you have? What's your following? Now, my following's not huge. My email list, I think it's okay, but it's nothing compared to like a lot of people that are out there. I kind of felt like, okay, this may be one of the things that, may make it hard for me to get this. They also asked who would send out for you for sure. Like, who can you reach out to? So all of a sudden, I start calling my friends that I know have bigger followings and talk to them. Hey, would you send out? I'm thinking about, maybe creating a thing, I have this opportunity. And of course, all of them said yes. They want to support me. So I put those guys in. I submit it. And a week later, probably a week before I go to Rythmia for my week there as a guest speaker, they respond back and like, hey, we decided to go a different direction, but thanks for your application. It's like, oh man. It was funny because I didn't feel as upset as I thought I would be, like that sense of rejection I felt in the past when I didn't get something or make a team. I remember the first real rejections, like, when I tried out for my first single A hockey team, I didn't make it and my best friend made it. And, obviously it was meant to be because I wasn't meant to be a hockey player, but he went on to be a great hockey player and lost his teeth. I ended up losing my teeth in a whole different way, but that's a whole nother story. So I was feeling that, and then I was kind of justifying, saying, like, why is it that like when they ask, all of a sudden I jump to like create this whole program and think it through and stop everything I'm doing, but like when it was me to do it for myself and for Elemental Rhythm in our community, it was like, I just kept on putting it off, So I sat with that. And it's like, okay, there's something there. And then I started thinking about like, oh, also I reached out to all my friends and people that I knew that I would never ask to send out something for me. I feel like I'm a burden. I don't want to impose, like all these things. I started realizing that maybe there's like this sense of not feeling good enough or a lack of confidence. And I don't feel that on the surface, but as I was digging deeper, like it's my subconscious thing I talk about all the time. It's the things you can't see. And I started really sitting with that. And I started thinking like, yeah, maybe that is it. Maybe I feel like an imposter and I compare myself to others that have been doing this for a longer time or a bigger network. And it was really like this new revelation after doing a lot of work over the last, 15 years. It's okay, like maybe there's something there. And so I kind of just sat with it and I responded back, hey, can you give me some feedback? They never responded. Like, well, why didn't you pick, me? I'm just curious, constructive criticism, like my tone or, the offering. So I ended up going down to Costa Rica. I go 3 or 4 days early, and there is nothing but rain. It's rainy season supposed to be ending about now, and they had a pretty light rainy season, but they got it all now. So Nassau was flooded. I got down to the long way around, pretty much stayed at a friend's condo and couldn't get out because it was raining the whole time. We got 1 hour of sun on the beach and ended up having to drive up to Rythmia. And also, one of my good friends, Mitra, who's one of the Yahe curanderos at Rythmia on the Thursday nights that leads the ceremony. He wasn't going to be there that week. He had a good friend of his coming in that was staying with him, so it had to change. And, like Yahe for me, which is a traditional Colombian medicine, has been very hard for many years. And about 3 or 4 years ago, Mitra helped me open up and start having visions. And, it became something, I wouldn't say pleasurable, but I felt like I was getting a lot more out of it than just feeling sick and purging and not having any visions or euphoria or insights. So it's kind of down about that. And I've sat with Leo a few times before, and he's a sweet man, really good at what he does. But there's kind of this like, it's not Mitra. My wife was feeling the same way because she came down this time with me as well. And, we drive through the river, get back up to Rythmia on Sunday, do the breath work, and that night I just feeling like crap. So I feel like I'm getting a bug. My stomach is hurting. My back, my whole body is aching. Got a headache. I'm already going to the bathroom. I haven't drinking ayahuasca yet, so I'm purging. And I'm like, what is going on? I couldn't sleep all night. I ended up taking an Advil at like 4 in the morning just because I knew I needed to get some sleep. And I was trying to fight it all night. I couldn't fall asleep. Next day, I go to the medical center. I ask for an IV bag. I'm so dehydrated. Um, I we had an ice bath for my workshop that day. I set extra time in the ice bath, just trying to get my body back into some sort of balance. And I'm going to the ceremony that night, the Monday night ceremony, I drank a few cups of medicine, and I'm just like purging and in pain. And it was hard. It was a hard night. I ended up not sleeping at all that night again. So 2 nights now, no sleep. Third night, again, Tuesday night. I do a colonic in the morning. I'm just doing everything. And I get there, and again, it was hard. Like I felt like my head was going to explode. Still a headache. By the end of the night, I felt a little bit better. And each night so far, I was like, I am not coming. I don't even want to come the rest of the week. Never mind tomorrow. Purging like I never purged before. Wednesday, ladies' night, show up again. And this one was a little bit better. Again, going through a lot of purging in the beginning. A tip, don't eat pineapple the day of ceremony. Especially if you're gonna eat pineapple, make sure you chew it really well. I had a purge where the pineapple chunks got stuck in my nose and it kept making me puke and I couldn't get it out. It was so disgusting. So this night I kind of had a breakthrough a little bit where I got into that state of euphoria. My body started feeling better. And through the whole week, like as I was going through this pain, I had these flashbacks of like childhood and high school, times where I messed up or I did something wrong and I got caught, or things I was ashamed of or embarrassed of. They were being shown to me, like, these little flashes, and then I would purge or go to the bathroom. I finally get to this state on Wednesday, and I'm in this kind of euphoric state. I remember having a chat with my good friend Alex Charfin, who was also there that week, about how ayahuasca gives us a pretty clear direction in life. And for me, it's never like that. For me, it's like always showing me how to improve, and then like trust my intuition, and not really giving me a clear vision of the future, but really getting me to how do I want to feel in the future. That's what I use in a lot of my teaching as well. So I get to this space and I'm like, okay, what should I do with my life? And the ayahuasca laughs at me, like always. We have this interesting, joking relationship together. And she's like, whatever you want. And it felt such a nonchalant answer. And I thought, like, okay, I get it. Like, why am I even asking? But then like something in the tone caught my attention, and she was actually saying like, no, whatever you want, but you have to be clear on what you want and why you want it and how you want to feel. It was this reminder, and I was like, okay, I get it. Let me think about that. And so, 3 days, I'm on a good note, get some good sleep that night. The next day, I'm like, I don't know, should I go to this Yahe ceremony? My wife couldn't go because, when women are on their moon cycle, they can't go because it's the Yahe because in their tradition, that's a very powerful ceremony itself, and it can throw off the shaman. So it's not allowed. And I'm thinking about, so I can go to spa and I'm going to sit on it a little bit, go do a hot and cold and see how I feel. And so I show up at the spa, and of course, in the steam room at Rythmia, when I walk in, Leo's sitting there, the shaman, and his two helpers, Nestor and Shams, who I know also very well. And I'm like, okay, like I sit down and I'm like, this is a sign, I have to go tonight. Like there's no getting out of it now. They see me, I'm here, blah, blah, blah. So we have a little, very brief conversation. It just hellos, and they'll see you tonight. And so I go that evening. I remember talking also to Jacob. He's the operations manager there, and he was telling me how he was coming to ceremony tonight, and he really wanted to go deep on the medicine. He was going for it, and just really wanted to connect in a deep way. And it really stood out to me, like his commitment. And I get there, drink the first cup, and I tell Leo my intention, which is around really trying to let go of um, that deep seated beliefs around, why I was, sending out for others and not myself, and why, I jumped to get this thing done, but I'm sitting out for others, just like around that kind of thing. And so I go sit down and drink the first cup and kind of fall asleep. Like nothing really is happening. Kind of wake up. They're calling for the second cup. A couple hours later, silence. A couple hours later, it's raining like crazy outside, and I'm feeling good. Like I'm not feeling very drunk on the medicine. I'm not feeling sick. I had a few stomach pains here and there that kind of went away. And I'm feeling like really chill. I'm like, okay, like maybe I'm here. I did it. I got through the week. I'm feeling good. I'll just take the rest of the week off. Right? I said that before. And I'm watching the line kind of go down. I stand up. I'm like, oh no, I sit back down. So I'm really on the edge of shouldn't I? And I see Jacob going up there. I remember him talking about the commitment and how kind of like, I don't know, I guess touched I was by him sharing that with me. And I was like, okay, you know what? I'm here. I might just have one more. I'm gonna, support Jacob's journey. And so I get my cup and I go up and I tell the shaman that, not feeling anything. So, they go back and make it a different concoction than the first time, based on what you tell them, they kind of make something specific for you in the eye ceremony. So I drink it, I go sit down and I just wait. And then within 20 minutes, I start feeling really sick. I'm like, oh, he probably gave me something like a purgative, still might have purge. I'm just gonna get sick all night, or blah blah blah. But pretty quickly, I had to throw up. And usually when I throw up or purge, like then things settle down and I kind of go into this like euphoria. And so um, I I start getting really sick. I get up, I start purging, and thinking that the next step is things are going to settle down. Things actually got more intense. I started having these visions, really colorful visions, and I started feeling anxiety. I started feeling fear, and I started sweating, and now my stomach's gurgling, and all of a sudden, like, oh my god, I'm gonna crap my pants. I really got to go to the bathroom. So I struggle to get my way up. I have my glasses on, and kind of like in the fogginess because they're blowing smoke, and I can't see. I kind of make my way to the bathroom. I get there, and on the one side of the Moloka, there's two bathrooms, and they're both occupied. And in an ayahuasca ceremony, it could be 30 seconds, it could be 10 minutes, someone's in there, it could be anything. And I don't have even 30 seconds to wait before I'm about to crap my pants. So I look outside in the distance, there's like the fire pit, and there's bathrooms there, and I see the orange glow of one of the bathroom doors open. I'm like, screw it, I'm going for it. And I start running outside, pouring rain, almost wipe out, literally get to the bathroom just in time. And like, as I purge, it's like a bomb goes off. I feel like the door starts shaking on the bathroom. I can't breathe too well. My mouth is pasty. I'm sweating, and I'm like, I gotta get out of here. And so I crawl my way out. Clean myself up, crawl my way out, and put like this little bench there. I'm trying to like lean on it a little bit to get back inside, and it's like the bathroom sucked me back in. It was like no slow motion because I had to go to the bathroom again. And I'm in there, and literally there's like a fire hose coming out of my butt. I cannot stop. Like pure liquid, high pressure. Sorry, this is gross. Um, and I'm like, I'm gonna die of dehydration. I'm gonna die of diarrhea. Like that. Like this. That's probably how they got the name. And all jokes aside, yeah, people do die of it. So don't want to be insensitive to that. But I'm like, it's gonna be me, or I'm gonna pass out. They're gonna find me here, crap everywhere. Like I could not stop. This is probably going for like 3 or 4 minutes where it's just like nonstop. I'm like, how is it impossible? There's this much liquid in my body. I get like a slight break in the action, so I gotta like squeeze it just to get out of there because I'm in rough shape, can't see. I can remember if I like washed my hands, like it was so like I'm gonna assume that I did. I crawl out there, I'm getting back to Maloka, and I'm like, I need help. Like I rarely ask for help. Like it's kind of like probably an ego thing. Like hey, like I'm just like I need help. Like someone help me. So there's like a door guy that kind of tends to fire. It's like, oh, sir, do you need help back to your mattress? Like, no, I need a shaman. I'm gonna die. And I just collapse there. And the lights, colors keep getting brighter. Now it's like this bright white, almost like a 5-MeO experience. I can't see anything except white lights. And I'm there and I'm just like not sure what to do. I can't really move. And then this angel comes who she also serves medicine. Her name is Maru. And she was also there on Tuesday when I went up. I was like, oh, Maru, you're such an angel, and jokingly, she's like, yeah, I have the wings, but don't tell anyone, like jokingly, right? And I didn't realize in that moment that she was actually the angel of death. And she came, and I was just like, as soon as she was there, it's like I fully surrendered. I was like, okay, like I'm safe. And I had this death experience, which I hadn't had in a long time. It was so intense, so bright. And the lights got brighter and brighter, brighter. Started spraying Chandur and like feathering me within like 2 minutes. Maybe it could have been longer. I have no idea. My eyes just opened and I was reborn. And I went to go lay down. I was feeling amazing. And I was like, what happened? And I realized that whole week was preparing me to die, a part of me to die that was ready to die, that had no longer served me. And I started recognizing in that moment that I had all these opportunities that were already right in front of me. People that wanted to work with me, people that wanted to support me, other opportunities working with, you know, big networks, getting the exposure. Like, I work with Rythmia, and they asked me to like help them with a webinar in front of like their whole community, and um, like a breathwork webinar. And then other people have been reaching out lately. There's all these things are already there, but there was something in my subconscious mind that couldn't see it. And what I was actually manifesting was this opportunity for growth. It wasn't that I had to manifest the opportunity to partner with a network. That's what I thought I wanted. But what I really wanted to was to break free from the limitations that I couldn't see. And through this process of getting the opportunity and not getting it and everything that unfolded at Rhythmia allowed me to break free from those beliefs, because I feel like a completely different person after that. And I saw it. I was like, okay, this is all bullshit. These come from like way back, all these experiences that were kind of coming up in childhood that were trying to make me believe I had something to be afraid of, something to be ashamed of, something that I wasn't good enough, or something that I might fail. And it's farthest from the truth, because I started seeing all the people I'm already helping and all the proof that already exists and all the people that want to work with me and support me. And it was like, who cares about other people? Who cares about the numbers and the network and all that? And I know that already. But it was just this reminder of just focus on where you create the most value. Focus on how you want to bring that value to the people you serve, and just go super deep on that. Ask for help, make it a win-win, and you'll get supported. And um, yeah, everything's different since I got back. And I'll share more about that in the next episode. Like, I do a talk on Wednesday for the Wealth Club on stage, which was awesome. Like, I almost missed my flight Friday, and I had to drive all the way to San Jose because the flooding didn't stop. And I just had not a care. I'm like, listen, I fully trust whatever's supposed to happen is supposed to happen. And getting back on time, did the talk, did a workshop that was translated to Russian on Sunday morning for this whole breathworking association there. And the realization that came from it is like, keep doing the work and more will be revealed. Careful what you wish for, but sometimes it's exactly what you need. But it's not always going to come exactly like I could have got stuck in like, oh, I've kind of manifested this shift opportunity, but I wasn't good enough yet or wasn't ready. But it was the perfect thing, because what I actually needed, and who knows what's going to come past this, was to get over these kind of limiting beliefs I still have within myself. Although they were super subtle, super hard to see, they were revealed to me. So I'm curious, what might be holding you back that you can't see? Thank you for listening to this episode. I got another one coming up right after. I'm going to share a bit more about the talk I did. And now on YouTube, all my past episodes are uploaded. Most of them are, so you can check those out as well. And yeah, thank you so much, everyone who listens, who comments, who reaches out. It means the world to me. And if you want to check out Breathwork, send me a message and I'll get you started. Peace.